Well, we're just wrapping up here after a beautiful week in sunny New Zealand, and we've been over here for What's the Beef, which has been a great series of producer workshops put on by Angus Pure and also PGG Wrightson. So thank you very much for the invitation. We've been really impressed with the topics that have been covered, from breeding and genetics through to nutrition, the importance in feeding young cattle, and also some commercial demonstrations about the importance of genetics in their program, as well as a word from the market in the US and how the New Zealand product, particularly Angus product, is going against some of its competitors. So it's been great to be involved. Been really impressed too with the resilience of the New Zealand community and getting behind those who have been affected by the recent cyclone, and certainly our thoughts do go to you guys, and we hope that you can get back on your feet as soon as possible. But thank you for all of the members that we've caught up with. It's been our pleasure, and we look forward to coming back soon.
G'day, I'm Callum Stewart. I'm the National Genetics Manager for PGG Wrightsons in New Zealand. PGG Wrightsons is a company that's been around for 165 years. We're everything agriculture. We're one of the biggest service companies in New Zealand, and we like to think that we across all bases, whether it be retail, your grass products, and of course livestock. My actual role is we look after stud breeders, and I run a national team that look after the breeding programs for the stud breeders, and I manage that team. And they service all types of clients. So yeah, that's pretty simple, but we're real passionate about genetics. We love New Zealand, and of course we love livestock. What's the beef? That was something I had an idea about sort of 7 years ago, but it didn't really come into practice till about sort of just on 2020. And I really came out of an industry that's seen the best of both worlds, where we were very traditional and tight, and then I've seen a change in the industry and livestock, and what the industry is demanding and what the consumer is demanding. So I really thought it was a good idea to try and bring something to New Zealand, which is a free workshop. From that, we want to see people move from the commodity market into the premium market. How do you do that? Genetics, nutrition, you name it, and of course farm management. So it's real key to people's success. With the cost of inflation in this world, we need to be able to put more value into a product, and of course produce more value money-wise, which is breeding better business into our client's pocket. And that's simply what this is about. The clients soak it up out in the field. They really see the benefits, and how we can help sort of get from the commodity into the premium market across all breeds, not just one, and how we add value to the product, because the consumer's paying for everything at the end of the day. He's the person or she's the person that we're looking after, and we've just got to put more value into people's pockets.
Great. Okay, Mark Mitchell, owner of Broadleaf. We're based in Los Angeles, California. We've been there since June of 1988. We're an importer from New Zealand and Australia. We manufacture, we have a cutting operation, so we have our own butchers, we have our grinding machines. We sell to wholesale. Currently we have active 400 wholesalers throughout the US, from Alaska to Puerto Rico and everything in between. Our forte is we're a specialty niche protein supplier, and we service mainly food service distributors. We have a sales team of 12, and they're mainly chefs and butchers, so they're very used to talking in the kitchen and helping out in the kitchen as far as portioning goes. The market is starting to really appreciate the Angus Pure Special Reserve that we get from here in New Zealand, and we've had a great seminar here for the farmers explaining the genetics, the nutrition, the farming styles, and I think a word from the market on great genetics, great feed, a little bit of marbling in the grass-fed beef is certainly helping, especially in the American market, where they're very familiar with the word Angus and they're very familiar with grain-fed beef or a little bit of marbling. So having grass-fed beef with some marbling is certainly helping, because it fits right into what they're used to. And we, as you may already know, we're not going to change them much. So with that, we feel there's a great future, and we look forward to getting out, increasing our numbers and increasing our distribution throughout the US. Thanks very much.
Yeah, my name's Matt Smith. I work for Lone Star Farms, so we have farms spread across the South Island. My role within Lone Star is Southern Regional Manager, so I look after 3 properties which consist of about 12,500 hectares, producing 70-odd thousand stock units. A big thing, while I enjoy being involved in What's the Beef, is listening to the other speakers, and what it does is just confirm what we're doing on farm as we're heading in the right direction. And a couple of key things I got out of it is the impact of genetics in feeding. You can't do one without the other, and it's pretty exciting some of the results that some guys are getting from that. Thank you.
Oh, hey, I'm Charlotte Westwood. I'm a veterinarian with PGG Wrightson Seeds based at Lincoln, Canterbury, New Zealand. I've just been taking part in these What's the Beef days, trying to align topics that's been about the genetics and importance of the animal genetics with some of the nutritional aspects around feeding for improved beef quality. So a lot of focus on IMF, intramuscular fat, the importance of that in finishing, but how every step of the journey for a calf, from while still inside mum's tum right through to the day the finished animal leaves on the truck, and the importance of nutrition each and every stage of the process. So take home is essentially what we've covered is that each part of that system is important, from beef cow nutrition and well-being, how she carries that pregnancy, through to weaning decisions and treatment of the weaner, through to a finishing animal, and the importance of consistency. Consistency is relatively easy in feedlotting, less so pasture and forage-based cattle, but we can take some of the risk factors out by ensuring that animals are fed equally right through that step of the process.